Hi, everybody. Welcome to Meet the Mailers. I'm Paul Bobnack for Who's Mailing What, and today I'm talking with Scott Evans. He is president and CEO of Kenmore Envelope, Virginia-based printer and converter, talking about envelopes today and how high-quality envelopes can help provide lift for your direct mail campaigns. Now, before we get started, if you have any questions or feedback, please comment in the box below. You can show support by tapping the like button, and to get notified when we add new videos to the Who's Mailing What channel, click on subscribe. Now let's meet the mailers. Hi, Scott. Welcome.
Hey, Paul. Thanks for having me.
Awesome. Well, let's just jump right into it and talk about your background. How did you get started in the world of print and marketing?
Yeah, so my background was actually in furniture. So I grew up around the furniture business. I ended up going to Elon University, and the furniture market in North Carolina was right down the street. And I always wanted to be in the furniture world. Happened to get married one day, not too long after I graduated, and my wife's family owned Kenmore Envelope Company.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so we spent our first year in Chicago, not even thinking about envelopes. I was pursuing a totally different career. And then it made sense one day to come back and see what we could do with the family business. So moved back to Richmond, Virginia, and been there over 20 years now. So yeah, it's been a fun growth opportunity, and it's been really empowering.
Awesome. And what does your day-to-day job as president and CEO look like?
Yeah, so when I started in the business 20 years ago, it was from a sales perspective. So I think there's a lot of different CEOs out there, but I think my mind definitely comes from a sales side of things. But my day-to-day always starts with a morning release for me. So whether I have to go out and run or bike or get something to clear my mind, that's definitely how my day starts. But we have a 9 o'clock morning call, and we go over completely what happened the entire day yesterday and what's going on in the future. We're talking about everything, about every new job that hit, going through our whole schedule. And the rest of my day, it's coaching the sales team, it's educating the team, it's working with some of our bigger clients, it's spending time on the shop floor or walking the floor and engaging with our people. I think at Kenmore, there's nothing more important than our people and taking care of the people. We're an evergreen company that believes in the 7 Ps. So taking care of our people is number one. So I definitely spend time engaging with our people, learning what they have going on in their lives, and spending time with them.
Right. Awesome. Well, basically, I just want to also talk about how Kenmore is a WBENC certified company.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Yeah, we recently got the certification just in the last month. So it was a box that we've been looking to check for the last 3 or 4 years. And it was about a 12-month process for us to get it completed. And we were super excited to get it. So my wife is the majority owner of Kenmore Envelope Company. And yeah, and she's still involved on a daily basis on the board. And yeah, so is my mother-in-law. She also has some ownership, and she's involved on our board. So yeah, we're excited to be woman-owned. We think it can really help some of our clients with some minority spend, and yeah, we're proud of that.
Awesome. Well, let's just jump right into it then and start talking about envelopes. Can you first do like a quick rundown of your envelope services?
Yeah, so Kenmore is over the history of our company. Our niche is mainly focused on, and we can do a lot of different things, but our niche is flat sheet litho convert envelopes. And our goal is always to be the best flat sheet litho convert envelope supplier in the country. So my 20 years, that's been our niche. That's what we focused on, and that's what we really excel at. Now, over the last 5-6 years, I think as we invested in new technology, it's really pushed that even further with the high embellishments and different kind of things we bring to the market. But it's all about speed, litho convert envelopes quickly. We also have flexo capabilities and web capabilities. We have a jet department that still runs within our operation. That's very important for us. We also have had some digital equipment that we've added. And then Kenmore's continuing to look into the future of what's next for us. Is there something beyond envelopes? Are we going to stay only in envelopes? And that's part of my responsibilities.
Right. Okay. Well, for people who really need, some more convincing or considering changing their current direct mail campaigns from other formats to envelopes, what are the advantages of using an envelope?
Yeah, so what we're seeing across the board, and it's really interesting right now, we're seeing more and more money move from digital into print right now. and it's exciting. So right now, I think if you look up kind of you'll get specs from all over the place, but for the most part, you hear response rates are falling in that 9 to 11%. Lob did a really nice study last year on mailers, and they found that 75% of marketers, believe that direct mail is 100% the highest return on investment of all marketing. So the envelopes continue to lead the way, and then where we kind of feel like we can really move the needle on that last 20%. So I think 40% of your mailing is really delivered by the data, 40% by the offer. I think that last 20% is the creative elements. It's how the package is put together. It's when you're hitting it to market. So where we feel like we can excel for our clients is that 20% that really gives them a big lift and can really change the game on that mailing.
Mm-hmm. So is it more like that they're, they have physical advantages, that they're attractive and stand out, their thickness?
Yeah, I think there's a couple things going on there. I think it's security. I think it's more attractive. I think they can show off their brand better. I think they can utilize embellishments a lot more with an outside envelope package than, say, a postcard or another format. It's a lot more substantial. I think when someone receives it at home, it's more meaningful. And then we're starting to really incorporate QR codes. We partner with Flowcode, starting to get that in front of our clients. It has a flow code on the outside of an envelope. Anything that can direct call to action from the mailing to a cell phone. We embrace the fact that everybody has their cell phone with them all day, every day, and is using it, right? So if there's any way that we can increase that activity between the two, the better it is for the envelope. So there's a lot of new things that are coming out that we're staying on top of. And yeah, I think that, our clients are getting higher response rates on an envelope package than they are on postcards. So,
Are there any industries or verticals that you think are best suited for using envelopes?
What we see the most, and we're probably 50% for profit and 50% nonprofit in our operation.
Okay.
So our nonprofits, they're mailing all the time, even through COVID. Like, they were the heaviest mailers. Even when the economy gets tough, they continue to mail. So I think you'll see a lot in the nonprofit space. We do a bunch with telecom. We do a bunch with banks, auto, colleges, universities, healthcare. So it's really across the board. But nonprofit is about 50% of what we're doing, and like I said, 50% is the for-profit.
Well, I want to talk a little bit about some of the marketing advantages of using envelopes, and particularly about some of the ones that you use, and taking a look at like some of the samples that you've had at different trade shows. The Ted C. Trailing edge die cut, which is a really cool shaped envelope design. This one using like a rub and scent, rub and smell scent, from Centisphere, and this lovely Northern Lights mailing, which is really very, very cool. What is like really the return that people see from that?
Yeah, so you showed a lot of cool examples there, and I feel like we have so many different things happening today, and it makes it so exciting, right? So yeah, trailing edge die cut. I think it's a way to stand out in the mailbox. It's not very expensive to do for our clients. It's definitely a way for them to distinguish themselves, increase response, and then also, engage with the Postal Service from a discount perspective for the promotion. So yeah, trailing edge die cut has been strong for us. But the other samples that you showed with the Centisphere, so we've been incorporating scent into our envelopes, and that's been kind of a big hit for us and our clients. And then Northern Lights, then you start talking about cold foil, and that one didn't have the cast and cure on it. But yeah, you start going into cold foil and spot UV and cast and cure holographic patterns, and we feel like we're on the 100% the cutting edge on pushing what's capable on envelopes. And we've spent probably as a team the last couple of years looking at the packaging market and trying to figure out, okay, what is packaging doing that's driving response? When you go into a store, why are you picking one product over the other? So when we had the vision of bringing cold foil to envelopes, that was kind of the drive. It's like, hey, we're seeing cold foil everywhere in packaging. Why isn't it in direct mail? So we had some amazing partners, Eagle Systems being one of them, to help us install the Eagle Systems cold foil unit on our Conan and Bauer Repeater 106. And that's been a game changer of what we can bring to our clients. Multiple colors of foil, not just one color of foil, images of foil. The creativity is endless. I mean, you can have foil where you want it and don't put it where you want it, and you get as many colors of foil as possible. So we've had one of our clients, I can't share the name, but one of our clients has shared with us that one of their recent mailings, they got a 35% lift using cold foil.
Wow.
So that is huge, obviously. There's an expense associated with cold foil, but with that kind of return on investment, it was a big hit. So they rolled out a decent sized test. It tested really well, and then they did a major rollout of it. And right now we're currently engaging with a few clients that are looking to bring in the cast and cure product, the holographic patterns, along with cold foil. So we're starting to see this really take off and build momentum. And that's usually what happens, direct mail. You see one person do it, or someone sees a competitor do it, and they're like, hold on, we want to get on that bandwagon. So yeah, there's a lot going on with embellishments, which makes a really exciting time at Kenmore. It really pushes our people to do some cool things. So
Yep. So what kind of ones do you see trending for envelopes right now? You mentioned cold foiling, but I'm thinking also of like maybe grits and soft touch, some more of the texture.
Yeah, we're still seeing a lot of consistency with soft touch. Actually, we had a large order hit this week, with soft touch for multiple million, which is still a really strong embellishment. But yeah, we're seeing soft touch. We're seeing some grit coatings. We're seeing glitter. We run a few glitter jobs here and there as well. Anything also with spot UV. So we take the time to always get a Sorel plate, and we use a high gloss UV coating in our coating unit. So anybody that wants something to pop, whether it's a credit card or whether it's any sort of embellishment or any sort of part of their artwork they want to stand out, we use spot UV quite often. But yeah, the embellishments across the board are really strong right now, and it makes it really pretty incredible because it allows us to produce some just amazing products that I would say 5 years ago, it wasn't happening in direct mail. It wasn't at this level. Now there's just better products, but you have the opportunity to stand out. When a product like this comes to someone's home, it really stands out. So that's really exciting, and I think that's what really helped one of our clients really drive that response, is to be different in the mailbox and stand out. So.
Well, one of the things you guys have done recently is add digital presses to your lineup. What are clients asking for now or expecting? What kind of capabilities do they bring to the table?
Yeah, so we recently added some digital equipment. I think the strategy there is, we know that there's going to be a future big play with digital. Obviously, we still believe in our lithographic, equipment. But we feel like we have some clients that want some envelopes next day, like tomorrow, and they want 4-color, and they want to place the order today. So we're trying to fill a void where if it's a standard item like a 10 or a 6x9, and they're like, hey, I want to get you art today, it's 4 colors. And as long as we can have that artwork accommodate the digital press, which for the most part it can, the quality level is still a little bit below our lithographic quality. But for some 4-color envelopes next day is our strategy with that. We're also exploring some one-to-one direct mail with that as well.
Okay.
So, yeah, we're
personalization.
Yeah, this week we're working with a CSV file, and we're setting it up, and we're going to get it dialed in where every single envelope comes off different. We're working with a partner, a local letter shop, and we have a TD barcode on that so they can practice inserting. So we're gonna walk before we run.
Right.
I don't think the market's quite ready for one-to-one direct mail and envelopes. I think it's starting to happen, but I don't think our clients are quite there yet, where they're like, hey, yeah, I want these 10,000 names, one-to-one. But I think we're going to be there. So we're trying to get ahead of the curve. And we're also going to probably look at building maybe a website around it, so where our clients can go online and order. That's never been a big piece of our business. So that's something new for us to explore. And if anything, it's education for our team. It's growth for our team to create something new. But we'll see where that goes. But yeah, for us, it's speed. It's, servicing the client and getting product to them as quickly as possible.
Right. Shorter runs.
Shorter runs for sure. Yeah, with that machine. Correct.
Yeah, I mean, that makes more sense And like you said, looking towards the future when you're doing shorter runs, they're more personalized, one-on-one, more targeted. They get out the door quicker into the mail stream.
Yeah, and we've had a few clients come to us where, they're doing it currently with postcards, and it's a lot easier to do with a postcard.
Mhm.
So we've had a few clients come and say, Scott, if you could do this for me with a letter pack, this would change the game. Because a lot of these clients are using that digital one-to-one where if you fill up a cart and you don't check out, and the next day they send you 20% off in the mail. Well, some of our clients want to share more personal information with the actual items you put in the cart, which is a little bit brother, but they know what's in that cart. And they want to do it in an envelope pack because they don't want to have that exposed going through the mail stream. I think they're worried that they'd kind of scare their customer a little bit. So we're practicing doing it with envelopes right now, so then we can bring that to the market when we're ready. But yeah, it's exciting times. I mean, it's all about the data and the opportunity to utilize data and embellishments to drive response. So it's pretty exciting.
Well, I always ask people a couple questions wrapping up, and one of them is just overall speaking with all of your experience and where you think the industry is going. What do you ultimately see as the value today of direct mail?
Yeah, I think the day of direct mail, and I think this is what some people sometimes forget, is we have the opportunity to get in someone's home. Every day you get to get in their home. And if you can deliver a nice package into someone's home where they can touch it, feel it, engage with it, respond to it when they want to respond to it, it can actually have a shelf life. So whether it's embellished, I think helps keep that around, whether you have a flow code on it or something like that, that scan to action, or it could be sitting on your desk and someone else could scan to action it when they come visit your home. I think that getting in someone's home today is probably one of the most important pieces for a brand. And I think direct mail does that. And I think that's why our clients today have a higher response rate, a higher ROI, on direct mail than any other medium. I think here every day is like less than 1% on email, right?
Right.
Inboxes right now are flooded. Okay. My kids have 1,000 emails. They don't even look at email anymore.
Yeah.
I struggle deleting my Gmail box every day. But what happens is the mailbox isn't overflooded right now. So the right package gets you in someone's home and has a great offer, you're going to drive response, and it's going to really help that brand. So that's my overall vision of how I feel how important direct mail is and envelopes are. But also, yeah, I think the future is bright with embellishments and a lot of the money moving from digital back to print. We're seeing that with a lot of our clients right now.
And that's basically like the biggest trend you see in the next couple of years is more embellishments.
Yeah, I think in embellishments will at some point they will. I don't want to say cap off, but there's going to have to be something new. And like every day we're coming up with something new, something different to stand out. My entire career, whether it was year 5, 10, or 15 or 20 with agencies and end users, it's always been, Scott, what's new? What's different? How can we stand out? How can you help us drive response? How heavy of a stock can you go? What can you do to this envelope to make it stand out? So, and every 5 years, I'm like, I don't know what new is going to be in the future, but there seems to be always something new. So yeah, I think direct mail is, look, we're not in this crazy mega growth industry. I can't sit here today and say, oh, we're growing 20% in direct mail every year. We all know that we're in a pretty stagnant industry. But I think we have an opportunity, not just Kenmore, but other envelope companies and mailers. We have an opportunity to do really well for our clients by being creative, using data, using embellishments, and helping them drive response to keep them in the mail. So I think it's an overall responsibility by the whole industry to continue to help our customers and educate them on what's available to continue to keep them in the mail and drive mail volume.
Awesome. Well, I think that's really the perfect place to wrap up. How can people contact you and Kenmore to find out more about all of your solutions?
Yeah, so you can find Kenmore Envelope Company on the web, www.kenmore-envelope.com. I can be emailed at sevans@kenmore-envelope.com. We're on LinkedIn, we're on Instagram, we're on all the socials, Facebook. You can ping us or reach out to us there. Yeah, happy to engage any way we can do to help anybody out. So thank you so much for also, Paul, taking the time to do what you do and and get brands out there and get suppliers out there and really push the industry and help the mail.
Oh, you're welcome, and thank you. Thank you for being so open and willing to talk in all the industry activities, which really there are just so many things that you're involved with. Scott Evans from Kenmore Envelope, thank you so much for joining me and Who's Mailing What on Meet the Mailers today. And thank you all out there for joining us today. Again, if you have any questions or feedback, please leave them in the box below. You can show your support for the program by tapping the like button and click on subscribe to be notified of new videos when they're added to the Who's Mailing What channel. If you want to be highlighted in a future Meet the Mailers, I'd love to hear from you. My contact info can be found in the paragraph below by tapping Show More. Thanks again for watching Meet the Mailers, and see you next time.